Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, May 6, 2024. Stand up for your country. Well, it was late breaking news today about a possible ceasefire in Gaza. We hope that will come to fruition, but we caution you not to believe what is going to be initially reported. There's always much, much more to this stuff. I'll give you the outline tomorrow when I've had time to call my sources and discuss all the things that are in play. We'll have a much more authoritative report. But here's what the AP is reporting. So Egypt and Qatar are involved in negotiating a stop to the violence between the Hamas terror group and Israel. Okay? Hamas is represented by a quasi-dictator who apparently is hiding in the northern part of Gaza named Rafah. Israel, Netanyahu, is threatening to invade Rafah, which would mean a lot of civilian casualties. So Hamas apparently told the Egyptians and Qatar that they are willing to have a ceasefire deal, but we don't know about hostage release. So we don't know the terms right now. It's just flying around. Okay. So that's where we are. And again, we hope that it takes place. But the hostages are going to have to be defined. You can't be killing innocent people that you have taken, kidnapped, and not telling their family. You just can't. So all of that has to be part of any ceasefire. Now, if Hamas would give up the hostages and do an accounting, I think that something could happen. But again, if they've murdered people in their charge, it's going to present more problems for Hamas. The bottom line, and I hate to use that cliche, but I have to give this to you in a way that's understandable, is that I think there's a 50-50 chance that hostilities, means shooting, will stop temporarily. And again, I'll have more for you tomorrow. Now, 6 months to go before we, the American people, vote for president. That's kind of a long time in politics, but it'll be here quick. Now, in those 6 months, lots of stuff's going to happen. Lots. And unfortunately, the corporate media is not going to report it honestly. And we all know that. I don't have to go through that again. That's why you're here watching and listening to me. Why we have millions of people now on YouTube and all of our other distribution centers, all right, coming in, rejecting the corporate media and coming here because we will never distort or lie to you about anything. Just won't. And we back up what we say, unlike most other people. All right, so right now it's billed as a heavyweight bout, Trump versus Biden, but that's really not what this election is all about. It's about progressives versus traditionalists. Because if Biden wins and gets 4 more years where he is absolutely in the pocket of the far left, damage to this country is going to be insane. It's going to get worse. Biden's not going to make the 4 years. That means Harris will get in, Kamala Harris. She's worse than Biden. Biden's just in a fog, okay? Harris is a true believer in far left tenets. So I know you could say, how can it be worse? It can be. So that's what's on the ballot, all right? Trump will govern the same way he governed the first time around. He'll make deal after deal after deal. I believe that Trump would get Putin to the table on Ukraine. Okay, I believe that. I could be wrong, but based upon his relationship with Putin, I think that would happen. Biden's never going to happen under Biden. Okay, so that's just one example. Trump will do what he did, but Trump will also say crazy stuff. He's not going to stop saying crazy stuff. So it's a trade. Like, okay, there's the crazy stuff he's saying, but this is what he did. Versus Biden, who totally incompetent, and there's no doubt about that. I mean, it really isn't. It's the second worst president of all time. So think about the bigger picture here, but don't come to any conclusions. The head-to-head polling only matters after Labor Day. You can get a good indicator in certain states of what's happening, but as I said, a lot of things are going to happen. And that's a memo. Okay, so real clear polling averages. That's realclear.com on the internet. I don't have a lot of respect for them over there because I know the people who run it, but they do the numbers well. So if I want numbers, that's where I go. So listen to this. This is Joe Biden on all the issues, and this is the average on Real Clear of all the polls. First up, economy, approved 40%, disapproved 58%. Foreign policy, approved 35%, disapproved 61%. Immigration, approved 33%, disapproved 63%. Now, who are the 33? They are the far, far left people. Inflation, approved 34%, disapproved 64%. Crime, approved 40%, disapproved 55%. Handling of Israel-Palestine, approved 32%, disapproved 62%. There's a lot of Democrats in that disapprove there. Handling of Russia-Ukraine, approved 41%, disapproved 54%. So on every important issue, Biden is severely underwater. It shouldn't even be close, but it will be close because of the hate Trump factor. And I don't see any effort by Donald Trump to moderate that at all. He's going the same way he went in 2016. He's not going to change. If he were, he would have already done it. Okay, so the Trump trial today, he got fined again for violating a gag order, another $1,000, brings up to $10,000. Judge said he might put him in jail, blah, blah, blah. All right, okay, fine. You know, if you want all that, you go to the left-wing networks, they'll give it to you ad nauseum. Here's my prediction. This will be the only Trump trial before now in the election. How about that for prediction? Okay? So the January 6th trial, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, not happening. Supreme Court's going to rule at the end of June to kick it back to the lower courts for more definition about presidential immunity. That wipes it out this year. Mar-a-Lago documents, the Florida federal judge is going to delay it. We're going to find a way to delay it. And even if she doesn't, it's almost impossible to convict Trump on that when Biden got a free pass. So I don't know how to even do it. Fannie Willis, Fulton County, Georgia, election interference. Fannie may wind up in jail for all this. I mean, that case is falling apart. I don't know how they go there. I just don't. I don't see it. So those are the three. And so once Trump gets by this, and I don't want to get in the middle of this Trump hush money trial because I've told you what the original charges are based on are extortion. And once you start there, you're going, what are you doing? Everybody knows it's political. And if he gets convicted, it'll be appeal after appeal after appeal, and it'll go into the federal courts, on and on and on and on. Okay. The final point I want to make before I get to Biden's schedule and all is this. The media is already panicking because they know Biden's numbers and his demeanor are way out there. Jonathan Karl, ABC News correspondent, Disney pays him a ton of money, did a diatribe yesterday on ABC Sunday Morning, or whatever they call it, the Stephanopoulos broadcast. He was filling in for George. And the usual. I wrote a message of the day about it on BillO'Reilly.com. And I'm only singling out Carl. I don't even know Carl. I never even met him. Because he epitomizes what the media is, the panic that has seized the media. So you might want to read that message of the day. All right, so Biden had three things today. Went back to the White House in Delaware at 10 o'clock in the morning. He met with the West Point football team who defeated Navy. Okay, 1 o'clock, lunch with King Abdullah of Jordan, whose wife's going around being sympathetic to Hamas. That very interesting situation. 5:15, a Cinco de Mayo party, even though it's Cinco de Seis. So he should have had the party yesterday, but he didn't. So that's what Biden did all day. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Okay, let's go to the mail. We got David, Concierge Member, and if you become a Concierge Member, you can get any of my books or the Not Woke mug. I mean, this is a fabulous deal here. I don't know how long we can keep this up, by the way. David says, Bill, so glad you explained the very small numbers of both students at these demonstrations on college campuses. As you stated, the vast majority of students and the public at large want nothing to do with the narrative forced upon us by the fanatics. Okay, that's true. Nothing like Vietnam, not even close. Wayne, Concierge Member. Thank you, Wayne. And I just don't pick Concierge Member letters. I pick the best letters. It's not weak leadership in America. The White House doesn't want to find out who's funding the protests because they know it's all their supporters. No, Wayne. The fanatical progressive leftists who hate Israel don't like Biden because Biden sends arms and money to Israel. That in mind. Todd Worth, Comac, New York. Hey, Bill, I think your judgment regarding Governor Noem killing your dog is clouded by your love for animals. I believe you're making more of this than it is. Shooting a violent dog, killing livestock is not an issue. Well, I think most of Americans are disagreeing with you, Todd. Governor Noem's in major trouble. So, and it's not, I'm not making more of it. I'm just reporting what happened. And saying if I were my dog and she was eating chickens and biting me, I'd put her down too, but I do it in a more humane way. Eugene Okamoto, Moscow, Tennessee. Bill, can you rank White House press secretaries who, in your opinion, was the best? I can't rank them. There's way too many of them. But the best was George W. Bush's press secretary, the late Tony Snow. Best I ever saw. Most honest, articulate, great guy. Drew Lyon, Wickenburg, Arizona. CBS in Phoenix has showed many ads with Biden and abortion, and not one with the opposing point of view. Is this a balanced advertising campaign? There's no balance in advertising. It's who pays. No balance. Television stations take the ads if they want to, but they're not required to balance anything. Bob DeMarco, Louisville, Kentucky. Am I correct that you actually write your books, O'Reilly, while most celebrities use ghostwriters? Could that be why Kristi Noem didn't read the final pre-publication book? I do write the books. Martin Dugard and I are co-authors. Okay, but here's what's worse. Governor Noem read the audiobook. So she had to know what was in it. Ghost or no ghost. And she said she met the nut in North Korea, and she didn't. So now they're taking that out. What a mess. What a mess. Chris Kinslinger, Hickston, Wisconsin. I have a rule about tipping. If I have to stand to receive my order, no tip. That makes sense. Chris, that makes sense. Jim Cray, Plano, Texas. Bill, you ran a Smart Life segment a couple of months ago regarding skin cancer screenings. I finally scheduled an appointment with a dermatologist. Turns out there was a spot that looked innocent to me, but was very cancerous. But we caught it early, and it can be cured with minor surgery. You may very well have saved my life. Well, I'm glad, Jim. We are in business to do that with Smart Life segments with Concierge Membership. So, very good. Mary Robin Pratt, Howell, Michigan. I've enjoyed listening to you for years, O'Reilly. I finally joined the Concierge Club. Encourage the whole family to listen. They love it too. I purchased the Killing books as a Father's Day gift for my son and husband. And God bless you and your family. Very good gifts, the Killing books. Very, very good. And we got them bundled up. We'll tell you about it in a minute. Doris Fox, Bluffton, South Carolina. Bill, you put me in a bad place. I have all the Killing books, and now I have to read them again. You'll be so much smarter. That's not a bad place. You got to read them. You know, take your time. There's a lot of information. Okay, so we got a good bundle for Mother's and Father's Day. We got Witches, Legends, Killers, Mob, Crazy Horse, 33% off. That's a fabulous, fabulous deal. All right, the most successful mug we've ever had is Not Woke. You get it free if you become Premium or Concierge Member. And they make great Mother's and Father's Day gifts. The Self-Reliance mug is also very, very successful. We hope you check both of those out. All right, word of the day, do not be supercilious. I use that word. Super, C-I-L-I-O-U-S, supercilious. All right, back with O'Reilly being inspired by Steely Dan in a moment. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. As another critical election nears, America is gripped by anxiety. Recent studies show that 56% are feeling dread about the upcoming presidential vote in November. That's why I stand with AMAC. It's more than a senior discount organization. AMAC fights for common sense and a return to traditional American values. Visit amac.us/O'Reilly to grab an exclusive election year special, a 4-year AMAC membership for just $30. Members get access to money-saving benefits, the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare advice, a trusted voice in Washington, and a community of like-minded patriots. Take advantage of this election year special. 4 years for just $30. Be a part of the solution. By joining AMAC, you strengthen a movement dedicated to preserving our cherished principles. Please join now at amac.us/O'Reilly. That's amac.us/O'Reilly. Okay, as you know, in the final thought, I write a column every Sunday. This column that I filed yesterday was inspired by this song. Go. Never going back to my old school. So I wrote a column on the protests, we all know. But the story that's unreported is the indoctrination of students at formerly traditional schools, like mine, Marist College, Poughkeepsie, New York. And I back it up. Where do you see it? What's going on up there? I love that school. I gave this school more than $1 million to provide scholarships to kids so they can get an education like I got there. That school now is a lunatic asylum. And I use their own words to define what's happening at Marist College. And that is just one of thousands of colleges who have been hijacked by progressive board of trustees and insane presidents. And you've seen it. Columbia, NYU, you've seen the Ivies, you've seen it. But it's down now into the working class schools. And they don't believe in a free education. There's no balance. It's you do it our way or you're in trouble. That's the education they're providing for $70,000 a year. It's outrageous. And you'll never get it on the mainstream media, ever. But I lived it. And it's horrible what's going on. So I hope you read the column. And I'm happy that Steely Dan wrote that song, My Old School. I'm never going back to my old school. I'll go back to Harvard. I'll go back to Boston U. I mean, Boston U's contained it. Harvard is changing now. They have to. But the other one betrayed me. And it's betraying its students. That's what I think. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you again tomorrow. And Tulsi Gabbard will be our guest. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.